So Miami's return team didn't help matters out much there. And the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive in games like this, guys, and it's crucial to get your emotions under control.
No doubt. In rivalry games, you've got to limit the mental errors and you've got to limit the penalties because those will kill you, Bob.
And you got to come out under control. It means so much. We know that. The fans are all talking about it, but it's just football.
It's a reverse. That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 6. So already they've hit a speed bump on this opening drive. It's 3rd and 8. Pocket starts to collapse.
Man, you talk all week about setting the tone, quieting this crowd. Don't let him get involved. You know how you do that? Get a sack and force a punt on the first possession of the football game. That's a heck of a start for this defense.
And the Hurricanes will call on their punt team. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. So the Florida Gators offense has the ball for the first time. Here are our impact players for this game, and it goes beyond executing an assignment to make an impact in the game.
Yeah, obviously we were talking to both coaching staffs this week, and we asked them who needs to step up and play well. They immediately pointed to these guys right here. They are the key for their respective teams.
Yeah, and they don't always show up in the box score, but these are the guys and the leaders. These are the guys getting everybody organized and have to play well for their team to succeed.
Pressure coming. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and that can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play action.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. And the Gators will bring the punt team onto the field. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin them deep. The punt goes out of bounds, and a nice job to get them backed up. I think they'll spot it right around the 15. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Trying to get to him. Caught in the backfield, it's Horton. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. He wants to pass it on 2nd down. Fires to the tight end. Coming to the line of scrimmage on 3rd down. Williams looking for a man. Finds his big tight end. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. The Canes will try to pin them back with the punt. That first punt was a beauty. They'd take another one just like it. Waves the arm for the fair catch, and the catch is made close to the 30-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Good job of running to get 2 there to the 32. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Feeling some heat. And the freshman will chalk up a sack.
Well, you can see why this team thinks this kid has a real bright future. It's amazing. He's only a true freshman. He's not built like one, though. And you saw it on that last play. Trust me, that is the first of many sacks in this kid's collegiate career.
Here comes his home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. The Gators line up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Boy, 3 and out last time, Davey. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. On the option. Now the toss. Dances away from one. And they'll ride him down, but not before he picks up the first down. And how about the timing on that pitch? One man in the backfield, and he gets it. He's knocked down at the 34, but they're sort of hitting them in the mouth with a 6-yard pickup there. Williams will pass. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down.
Slant routes, they're good against man coverage, but they're good against zone coverage too. If that receiver can find the soft spot between the linebacker and the DB, you'll take that throw all day.
And the Canes are on the move. Coming out on first down with the play fake. And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute. Couldn't connect on first down. Now 2nd and 10 from the 24. It's a draw. And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge. They've moved it to the 25, but now facing a 3rd and long. They'll try to pop the draw. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. And this one will be a 40-yard try from the left hash. Never a doubt. And the first points of the day come on that field goal. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Wyoming handled its business today away from home. What a thorough beatdown. And what poise this generally young team showed. I think even other coaches will point to this one as what's possible. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. A run up the middle is stopped for no gain. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Short gain on the play before he slides. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Scanning the field, it's Lagway. Gets it out quickly. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. The Gators with the 1st and 10. From the gun, running back gets to give. Still running at the 40. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The Gator ground game is lurking in the murky waters, and it has been most effective.
Yeah, and we've seen them in the past, man. When Florida's really, really cooking, they've got some good backs. They've got some good balance, but they've got some physicality. And that's what you want to see from this unit.
Wilson on the carry. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Grabbed behind the line. It's Hawkins. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. We've reached the end of the quarter, and Miami is on top. We put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. They've swapped into the field, and we're ready to go in the second. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Gets it out fast. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
He's at the back at the 29.
Use the play fake, now to throw. The freshman able to get home with the sack.
Well, I think one of the biggest reasons why this team is finding themselves in a hole here in the first half is this has been a sack party. They can't keep the defense off of their quarterback. They haven't been able to get the ball deep down the field, throwing it with the consistency they want because they can't keep their quarterback standing up straight.
Really need to find a productive play this time on 2nd and long. Dropping back, it's Lagway. Finds his man. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. From the red zone, looking for a space. Got it behind the line. It's Wilson. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Going to the ground. They knock him down right there. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Can't get him to the ground. And the defense is swarming to keep him from getting to the 1st down. 4th down, and this crowd is making it miserable on this offense. Try to get it on the ground. He's not going to get there. Stop short on 4th down. The offense starts in the shadow of its own end zone. Looking to throw. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. The give to the left. Tried to get him a little breathing room, and they're still suffocating in their own end. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold it.
They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. And the Canes will punt this one away. They'll look to pin him deep. So from his own end zone, the punt is away. Now a fair catch is called for and made just shy of midfield. Offense getting set for 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires left. Got him downfield. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30+. And the Gators headed quickly to the line. Now from inside the red zone. Going for 6. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Florida.
This offense is high octane, boy. You just saw it. Not a lot of time needed for them to go all the way and score 6. Well done.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a 2-play drive. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. They'll run it out of the shotgun. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. They'll keep it on the ground. Navigates that mass of bodies and gets 4 out to the 17. And now on 3rd down after that last run. It's a draw. And they're able to get a 3rd down stop here. See if they go for it on 4th. The Hurricanes will send out the punt unit. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Offense making its way onto the field to start the drive. the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Just a short pass to the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. Picked up some yardage with that completion, now second down. To throw, it's Lagway. He's got his man. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down. See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Looking to move it through the air. Going to try to get it himself. Quarterback tried to scramble around for a while, but the defense able to bring him down.
And that is your job. The O-line has to protect their quarterback. That's the most important position on the field. You got to make sure you keep him upright. You got to do a better job.
We'll see if they can get a little better protection after the sack at 2nd and 12. He's looking to throw. Working the middle, it's complete. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down.
All right, second quarter, getting closer to the half. Offense is still having a lot of success stringing some first downs together. Defense is going to need to figure something out before they get to halftime.
They're bringing heat. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes, as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
This pass rush has just been relentless, and you can bet your bottom dollar they're about to bring the heat again. On second down, wants to throw. Got it in the middle, it's Wilson. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. Fires to the middle. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. So now on comes the field goal unit. It's good.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50-plus, and he did it with ease.
After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. On the run from inside his own 5. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Give to the single back. Weaves his way ahead and gets 5 out to the 18-yard line. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Williams looking for a man. Floats it out in space. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. He wants to throw. Quickly out to the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. Second down coming. He's looking to throw. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down. Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. And the Hurricanes send out the punt unit. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. The offense set for a first down play. He's looking to throw it. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
This quarterback is thinking to himself, I need to get an NIL deal at some restaurant so I can take my offensive line out and feed them more, because I don't think they like me very much right now. I've been sacked 6 times in this game. It's time to get that new NIL deal paycheck.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders trying to help their defense. From the gun, to give, looking for room. Looks as if he'll work his way forward and get it up to about the 11-yard line. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. The Gators will line up to punt it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Makes the catch right at the 50. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. Line gets set, first down. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Getting some heat. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this third down play. Williams will pass. That one falls out of bounds, incomplete. The Canes will punt it away on fourth down. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Bringing it back, it's Abrams. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. And the offense will play it safe, take a knee, and head to halftime. No surprise, looks as if they'll be content just to head to the locker room. Typically, you only see this at the end of the game or end of a half. I'm not really sure why we're getting an early peek at victory formation. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, what an environment there today. All the animosity and flat-out hatred that comes with a good old-fashioned rivalry game on display in that first half. And I get it. A lot of coaches will say the difference between winning and losing comes down to stopping big plays and getting big plays. But if you ask me, it's more about how good you are on third down and how efficient you are in keeping drives alive. Those two stats can help you break the will of even the best defenses and help you come out on top.
And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They didn't, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. So this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football with accuracy.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the second half.
They'll run it with Wilson. So runs like that can really help your field position as they're up at the 35. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. They'll run play action. Caught over the middle. It's Hawkins. Good pickup there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48. It's complete to the left. There's always that issue of conference pride, keeping up, of proving your worth on this stage, and the ACC loves to get a chance at the SEC to do just that.
And these kids grow up in the same area. And you don't think the ACC teams hear all the time, SEC, about the dominance, the draft picks, all the stuff that goes with it. It definitely adds some of that fire. It makes you want to beat them more. I love these.
The quarterback bought as much time as he could, but the defense got to him and sacked him.
The defense has been so dominant up front. You've seen it in these passing situations. That now, the 7th sack of the game.
After the big first down sack, it's 2nd down. Dropping back, it's Lagway. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Moving out of the pocket. And he can't find a receiver, and down he goes.
Well, the offense has made it known on this drive. They're trying to throw the football, and they're going to let this quarterback go to work. The defense does a great job winning up front. They get the sack to try to slow this momentum down.
And here comes the field goal unit for the second time tonight. He got it. And that will extend their lead even further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. UCF is in front. They've played awfully well today. And while there's no Dante Culpepper out there, this group is hanging tough. They're up by 7 over North Carolina. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Looking for a productive play on first down. Reads it, fires complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. And the Canes want to move quickly.
Defense, man, it helps you a lot when you could be a linebacker or a corner or some safety, anybody, and you see the cue.
Fires into traffic, picked off. Well, they didn't let him get loose for a big return, but he still made the big play, and they'll take over at the 17.
What a game-changing play by this defense. Nice job. You got them backed up in their own territory coming out. Now you force the turnover, set your offense up with some great scoring field position.
Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. That last drive was a long one, Jesse. They'd like this time to pay it off with a touchdown instead of a field goal.
No doubt, Reese. They had a lot of good stuff going that last drive. Need to get a tutty up on the board here to extend that lead, David.
And I think you definitely want a touchdown, but if you put another long drive together, get points, multiple possessions in a row, start to let those body blows add up and wear this defense out.
Into the end zone. Pass on the way. It's picked off.
Most defenses are lucky if you have one good covering corner. Fewer are lucky if you have two. They've got 3 DBs, 3 corners that can play at the same time in their nickel package that they feel can go mano-a-mano with anyone in the country. And you saw it on that last play coming good at the pick.
A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. RPO complete to open the drive. He's brought down solid. Pick up a little bit short of the first down. Here on second and short. The give to the back. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Williams looking for a man. Intercepted. Going the other way, and he's got room. And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, Gator! These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead. What a play by this defense with the pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick 6. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner is stopped. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Tackle is made after the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quickly complete. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throwing catch. He's going to pass. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away. Second down coming up. He'll just keep slinging it. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
Well, we've seen this offense struggle early in this game, protecting the quarterback. They went in at halftime, thought they'd made the right adjustments, but it's not looking like it right now. They're still having issues keeping this guy standing up straight. Up front, they're just getting beat across the board.
And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack.
And this defense is smelling blood right now. Like, they know they got him right where they want him. Got him in a third down and long. They got to lead by 3 possessions. Everything is going their way. This offense is in trouble.
And the Canes decide to punt it away.
On to punt it away.
Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. The Gators sending the offense back to work. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
Yeah, and you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a cardinal sin. You know better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board, but you got to move on.
You do. I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone that last drive. So just come out here, trust your reads, trust what your coaches have told you to do, and just go out and execute the offense.
He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
And that's a first down for the offense.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. Looking to throw, it's Lagway. He's got his man. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Fires and picked off. Taking it the other way. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
Well, I love the job by the coaching staff there defensively, matching the personnel of the offense, putting their dime package out on the field. So you bring out the extra defensive back, you're anticipating a pass, perfect timing to run that personnel, and you get the pick.
Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
He's going to pass on second down. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Defense was not fooled by that screen to the back, and they'll stop him short of the marker. It'll be fourth down. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Florida on top. This has been utter domination through 3 quarters, and the stats will back that up. Just about ready to go in the fourth, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. And it's going to be batted down. They'll turn it over on downs. On first down, here comes this offense. They'll try the counter.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physical. We hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when we decide to run it.
And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball. After the last run, would you just give it to him again on third down? He'll off one deep down the left side.
Third and short in college football today, you see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
It's good. And now the lead is even bigger.
How nice is it as a head coach to have a kicker like this? It makes these decisions on fourth down so much easier. Just strut him out there and let him stroke it through the uprights.
They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. We'll see if that failed fourth down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You could see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
You know this sophomore has a big arm, and there were some revolutions on that one. Off the play fake on first down to throw. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes.
I got to give this defense a lot of credit. They were very confident coming into this one, even though they were going up against one of the best quarterbacks in the entire country. They're confident because they believe in their ability to get to him, and they've been able to do that in this game. There's another sack here later.
Not a lot of productivity on that last play. They'll try it again on second and long from the 23. Williams will pass. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
And when I got a stud quarterback like they do, I'm going to protect him. I'm going to make sure that I keep him upright because he can do some serious damage. But this defense applying pressure and applying the hammer in this football game.
And we might as well state the obvious. First and second down didn't work out. Third and very long. He's looking downfield to throw. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's fourth down. The Hurricanes will call on their punt team. He'll try to really get into this one. Makes a move. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker who is so important to this team.
Fast motion from the offense. Wilson on the carry. Defense there to make the stop after a pickup of 2 to the 30. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. The play action fake. Coming after it. And the freshman will chalk up a sack.
When it's a play action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
This is a 3rd and long. He'll pull it on the read. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. And they're running out the kicker to give it a try. He's going to have to break out the thunderfoot on this one, a 57-yard attempt. Field goal is good. And that lead grows even bigger.
26, Miami, 3.
They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a lead.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
Going up top on first down. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Not able to break the big one on that screen to the running back, but he found enough and a solid pickup on first down.
Brings up second down.
Off play action. They're trying to get to it. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
And I tell you what, this defense, they've heard all about how great this quarterback is. They came in today with a mission, with a purpose. They've been flying around, harassing him, and making life so hard on this offense.
A 3rd and long coming up here. Williams looking for a man. Makes his connection. Really strong job by the defense. A negative play on 3rd down.
4th down coming up.
On 4th down, looking for the completion. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. He'll try to take it back. He's at the 40. The 20. 10. Touchdown, Florida! How about that D coming up with a play like that? They push the lead out here in the 4th quarter and close to getting back on track and going 2-1.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
They'll try to add another to their lead.
For the extra point.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Two very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Indiana unleashed a furious offensive attack and reminded folks in Bloomington of what things were like when Lee Corso was in charge. An A-plus performance from the Hoosiers. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
It's pretty obvious. This defense came into this one knowing they were going to have to play a complete game until there were zeros on the clock, especially against this quarterback. You cannot take your foot off the gas, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Late in the 4th quarter, they're still bringing it, and they get another sack.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Pocket starts to, and it's his 4th interception of the game. Touchdown, Gator! The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. They're now in really good shape to get back into the win column as they extend the lead here late.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about the guy who caught that and returned it for the touchdown. But how about the pressure on the quarterback? You've got to get ways to be physical with him and make him uncomfortable. Nice job hitting him as he's throwing with the football. And then, obviously, the interception and 6 points.
And the extra point just tacks a little bit more onto this huge lead. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick six. On the move from inside his 5. And the returner will be brought down. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
They'll throw it on first down. Pressure coming. And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
The Gators sending the offense back to work. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today, too. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score points? Because it's the defense's responsibility to stop them, or do they just run this clock and say, all right, we did enough today. We kicked them in the face.
They'll run it with Wilson. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. And the punt will go into the end zone, and the ball comes out to the 20 on the touchback. A little sports history, David. Upset is the only horse ever to defeat Man of War. And that's why we call games like this an upset.
I really had no clue that was a real thing. But I do know this is an upset. This team was unranked, beat a ranked team. But you went out and got your respect. You gained it now. Let's build on this throughout the season. One win, great win. Now let's go ahead and build some momentum in the future.
Reese, some might say you're not a one-trick pony with that reference. And obviously, this was the team, the unranked team, that had the horses to get this thing done. Too much firepower, just too much explosiveness on offense, great defense. What a tremendous win.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.